Good evening. This is the Blazer News Network, or the BNN Podcast. I'm your host, Jarek Martinez, co-editor for The Blazer. The broadcast is for the week of February 5th. All right, looking at tonight, time to highlight some news from around the world. Iran's recent ballistic missile tests prompted Donald Trump's administration to impose several sanctions on February 3rd. A tweet last Wednesday from Trump's Twitter reads, "Iran has been formally put on notice for firing a ballistic missile." According to CNN, National Security Advisor Michael Flynn said the move was provocative and was against the United Nations Security Council resolution that bars Iran from taking steps on a ballistic missile program. Bahram Ghasemi, Foreign Ministry spokesman for Iran, was reported by CSN, quoting, "Instead of thanking Iran for its continued fight against terrorism, the American government is practically helping the terrorists by claims about Iran that are baseless, repetitive, and provocative," unquote. According to Reuters, those affected under the sanctions cannot deal with U.S. companies or other foreign companies, and vice versa, under the risk of being blacklisted by the United States. In other news, infamous Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman complained in court about his conditions of custody in a U.S. jail following his extradition last month. His lawyers complained last Friday that Guzman is being subjected to excessive conditions of confinement and that his wife was not allowed to visit him, according to Reuters. According to the BBC, he is reportedly on 23-hour lockdown in a special unit of the Manhattan Correctional Center in New York. One of his court-appointed lawyers, Michelle Gallant, said that the security has gone above and beyond. Newsday reports that a Brooklyn federal judge refused to lift the tough security conditions on Guzman. U.S. District Judge Brian Cogan referenced how the case was unusual, citing Guzman's previous escapes from Mexican jails, and believes there are plenty of grounds for extra security precautions. Ending our world news segment, the world's rarest marine animal, the vaquita porpoise, is on the edge of extinction. Scientists warned last Wednesday that only 30 were left despite Navy efforts to intercept illegal fishing nets, killing the animal, according to phys.org. A report by the International Committee for the Recovery of the Vaquita reads that the mammal will likely decline to extinction by 2022. Found mostly within Mexico's Gulf of California, the vaquita has been known as one of the world's smallest porpoises. More on the porpoise with the CNN broadcast from last year will end our world news segment.
Some call it the panda of the sea. The vaquita porpoise, a relative of the dolphin, is now on the brink of extinction. For environmental groups and naval reinforcements, it's a race to save them. According to the World Wildlife Fund, the number of vaquitas has dropped by 40% in just 2 years. Now there are thought to be only 60 left in the wild. These images captured by the Sea Shepherd. The mammals are found in Mexico's Gulf of California, a major fishing zone. The biggest threat? Illegal fishing nets.
We were looking for live vaquitas, and today we see a dead vaquita.
Gill nets are set up in the area to catch the totoba, another critically endangered species whose swim bladder is considered a delicacy in China.
It's Totoaba. You can see massive fish. What is he, about 5 foot long? It's probably worth more than this boat.
Greenpeace says one piece can sell for 200,000 Hong Kong dollars. That's as much as 25,000 US. The vaquita gets caught in the nets and is drowned by mistake. Environmental groups are calling on authorities to do more to stop the consumption of the swim bladder. About a year ago, Mexico launched a national effort to save the vaquita by offering compensation to local fishermen and using the Navy to enforce a ban on gill net fishing. With that ban set to expire soon, environmentalists are calling on Mexico to extend it. Should the vaquita become extinct, it would be the 5th marine mammal species to disappear in modern times. Linda Kincaid, CNN.
Moving on to the JJC news, the A.A. Willis Gymnasium at the main campus will be used for one final game for the men and women's basketball teams. A special ceremony in honor of this farewell will include looking into the history of the gymnasium, which will begin at 2:30 p.m. on February 18th. The ceremony will also acknowledge Coach Joe Kuhn's upcoming induction to NJCAA Men's Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame on April 2017. The final game for the men's and women's basketball teams against the College of DuPage will begin at 1 p.m. for the women's team and 3 p.m. for the men's team. A State of the City address by Joliet Mayor Bob Odenkirk will be open to the public on February 23rd. The address will be in the U Building Auditorium for the main campus at noon. This will be the second address that has taken place at the main campus. Black History Month is February, and JJC kicks off several events that include several presentations. On February 17th, a presentation titled Black People and Africa is open to students and staff, sponsored by the OMSA. The event will be held from noon to 1:30 p.m. According to the official JJC website, it will be a public discussion about the complex relationship between Black people and African Americans living in America. Closing off BNN for the night, check out our latest issue of the Blazer newspaper, out now. Keep tabs on our YouTube at the JJC Blazer channel, news by the students and for the students. Be sure to also check out our website at jjcblazer.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at jjc_blazer. Have a great night, and be sure to check every Monday or Sunday of each week for daily updates from BNN.